Hey there. All right. Hey, this is R A Manard for Monks of the Way. I'm Mitrava, and this is the weekly truth talk. This one is second precept, which would be stealing. So let's jump into, well, first, I guess we have to reiterate what the precepts are about, certainly. Abstaining from 5 different things. That was given as these 5 precepts, what lay followers could do to try to get right. Try to get into alignment with universal truth, with what's good, what's best. Get in touch with that. So, stealing, that's taking something that's not freely given. And of course, there is the middle way to observe as well. So, abstaining from stealing is one of those things that also is not an absolute. Dealing in absolutes, big blanket statements, is certainly a direction of disaster, and we would want to avoid that. So let's say you accidentally take something, a pen, from somebody who had you sign something, and you kept the pen on accident. Well, is that stealing? Well, yes, it is. However, wasn't your intention. And I'm not saying that you can't have bad results because you did the thing, the stealing, even though you didn't mean to. What I'm saying is that it's over and done with, and you still have the intention not to steal. The intention is more important. It's going to stay with you. So we're talking about morality, yes, but we're talking about something larger too, which is universal truth. If a person steals and they do this without any thought, any worry at all, then they're disrespecting themselves and whoever else, because whatever it is wasn't freely given. Now let's go to a different situation. You're starving on the streets of somewhere in the world, and you come across a property. You haven't been able to get help. You've been trying, and you come across this large property. It's full of orange trees, full of oranges. You do the right thing. You knock on the door. Nobody answers. You look around. There's nobody there. What do? Do you steal? You probably do. You probably stay alive. You probably try to stay healthy, right? Did you steal? Absolutely, you did. Can you come across bad circumstances because of that? Both karma and obvious upfront issues. Absolutely. And so you eat a big pile of oranges. Well, you can't uneat the oranges. You did it. Um, However, you had a cause, an intention that was greater. Doesn't absolve you, uh, doesn't make the action go away. Let's say you leave a note saying where they could reach you, you know, and you head on out. Did you do everything you could do? Probably not. You'd probably want to go back another time. That seems only right, doesn't it? But and you'd want at some point when you could to pay that person back if you could, to make good on your debt that you just incurred. Not rightfully, of course, but a debt nonetheless. A person that steals and has no thought of it is going against basically the way the universe works in the first place. I mean, you do something to earn or get something that you need, and other people do the same thing. So you take what isn't rightfully given, then you go against that. You don't engage in doing things for yourself the right way, the way that's best. And you incur karma, but upfront obvious results too. You get caught stealing something and you get shot. You go to jail. You go to prison. You get beat up. You get your hand chopped off in some places. Bad stuff. But then there's karma too, because you go the wrong way and it becomes a habit. And then it's your life practice, and your life practice of stealing obviously is going to put you in the bad direction. Obviously. You're going to have to live a different way. You're a person that regularly steals. You can't live a normal life, right? You certainly can't bump into people that saw you stealing something. You certainly can't have people know that you're doing the things you're doing. So you're going to be engaging in other, not just immoral, but against the best way you could do things, activities. That's the way you live, your life practice. You'd be lying along with stealing. If it came down to it, probably killing. Certainly, the other four of the five don't seem so bad once you're down the wrong road, because you're already down there. A person who I guess I'd rather put it a different way. Let's say there's a propagation of things. There's the propagation of people. You come from your parents. It's proper to honor your parents. It's best. Now, we don't just do things because they're proper, normally. Normally, we see some kind of a payoff. And in not stealing, there is a payoff. There's a pride you can have, an upfrontness, a calm, a serenity, at being at ease. Nobody's hunting for you. There's nothing you have to worry about hiding, that a slip of the tongue might give you away that you've done something. You don't have to pretend to be a certain way or whatever, pretend you have a job when really you steal for a living. All kinds of things. It's a calamity. Obviously, we went with the first precept, killing. We've gone to the second one, stealing, and you can see that these things can go together. And we're going to go on to the third, fourth, and fifth. But I would think about the karma also, the unknown, wheel against wheel action in the universe that we're not aware of, beyond our comprehension, that comes back at you too. You've got to know that you're not earning any merit. You're not making good circumstances in the universe for yourself. You're fighting the universe. And I've got to tell you, my advice is not to fight the universe, that you are going to lose. And depending on how big the fight is, you might really lose. And I don't think I need to go farther into that. Anyway, there's different degrees of stealing. It's not an absolute. And different degrees of reactions that can happen. But the basic rule is, don't take stuff that's not yours. It's not given to you freely. And I think we all instinctively know these things, these ways that the universe works, the way that society works, the way personal relationships work. We know the way these things work. And to go against that is to try to ignore the truth, to try to ignore what's right in front of you. And once again, a bad road. So I've illustrated bad road after bad road after bad road after bad road associated with this particular precept. So I'm not saying don't steal stuff from other people because they'll be mad because you did something bad to them. Not only that, I mean, I am saying that, but not only that, I'm saying you're doing something wrong, you're doing something bad to yourself. So if you can't do it for other people, maybe you can do it for yourself, right? Maybe you can be selfish. Maybe you can be self-obsessed, self-focused, prideful, whatever. And still you should be able to know what to do, right? So it's not that hard. There is both the carrot and the stick. The stick, the uh, negative that urges you in the right direction, and the carrot, the prize that urges you in the right direction. And I will also mention that the universe swings a big stick, I'll tell you, and the carrot is really nice. So I'm going to leave you with that for just this particular precept, to make sure that the video is short, to the point, and you have plenty of things to think about, but you're not overwhelmed. So once again, this is R A Manard for Monks of the Way, and I want to thank you for having a listen. I hope that the truth will remove delusion in your life the way light removes darkness. All right. Once again, thanks for having a listen.